Hi, Andrew Walker here. We just mailed you a letter with the reaffirmation agreement for the mortgage on your house. You now have to decide whether to sign it or not. Now it's your choice whether to sign this or not, and there are benefits both ways. You can keep the house whether or not you sign it. Reaffirmation is one of the weirdest concepts in bankruptcy. It's okay if you don't understand it right away, but just stick with me here. Bankruptcy automatically includes all loans, even things like mortgages and car loans. Most people think that you can choose to keep these things out of the bankruptcy, but that's not quite how it works. You file on everything and everything gets included, but you can then take some things out again. Reaffirmation is one way of taking them out again. Reaffirmation brings back your personal liability for a loan. Normally, bankruptcy leaves the right to foreclose in the event of non-payment, but discharges the personal liability. Personal liability is the ability to sue you and get a money judgment for any part of the balance that isn't paid when the collateral is sold. For example, if someone never files bankruptcy and they have a house with a $200,000 mortgage and that house only sells for $50,000 at foreclosure, then the bank can still sue you for the remaining $150,000. If a bankruptcy had been filed and there was no reaffirmation agreement, then the mortgage company cannot sue for the remaining $150,000. If the mortgage was reaffirmed, then they could still sue for the $150,000, just like if there was no bankruptcy. Now, the mortgage company only gets the right to foreclose, however, if you stop making the mortgage payments. Filing bankruptcy alone, or not signing the reaffirmation agreement, does not give them the power to foreclose on the house. The only thing that lets them foreclose on the house is if you stop paying the mortgage payments. So, I know what you're thinking. Why would I want to reaffirm? I keep the house without reaffirming, and reaffirming means that if the house goes to foreclosure, I might still owe some of the loan. Yes, true. But in Minnesota, most foreclosures don't turn into money judgments. Some do, so be careful, but 95% don't. Now, there are two benefits to signing the reaffirmation for your mortgage. First, the mortgage company will give you better customer service. Without the reaffirmation, they will always make you talk with the bankruptcy department instead of the normal customer service folks, and they might turn off online access to your account. The second benefit is that they will start reporting the mortgage payments to the credit bureaus again. If you don't reaffirm, then they accept the payments, and the payments still count towards paying off the loan balance, but the mortgage company won't put those payments onto the credit reports. If you reaffirm, then they will put the payments on the credit reports again. If you're worried about the house or your income, or maybe there is no equity, then it is a bad idea to sign the reaffirmation agreement. There are lots of other good ways to get good payments reported to the credit bureaus other than reaffirming a mortgage. For example, you can get a secured credit card. Now let's review. You can keep the house whether or not you sign the reaffirmation agreement. To keep the house, you need only continue to make the payments. The downside of signing it is that if the house is foreclosed on, then you might owe more money to the mortgage company. The upside of signing it is that the mortgage company will give you better customer service and report the payments to the credit bureaus again. Reaffirmation is confusing. If you have questions, then feel free to call us at 612-824-4357. Thanks.